Dunker Dunker, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you are listening to Blue Please right here on cynicalbit.com. The illusion of choice. Indeed. Well, well, well. Interesting. I certainly think that this one has to be dealt with, without question. I'm gonna go for it. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's find it. Where the hell was it? God, there we go. The illusion of choice. And my email has now broken. There we go. It's fixed. Thank God. Right. Comes in from Julian, who says, "Hello, TV. I don't mean to sound like a crazy man, but my big question here is how much control do you think Activision has over Blizzard? Every time I hear about nerfs or Blizz giving in to bore, as you so put it, it smells to me like trying to appeal to the masses. A business decision to attract more subs, to make more money. I'm not gonna lie, I downed Lich King my first time with a 30% buff, but it still felt really cool. That's what Activision is out to do, entice people with an epic kill, however easy it is, in order to get their $15 a month. That's what I think, anyway. I think the worst thing that anyone can ever do in this situation is separate Activision and Blizzard. Because there is no separation. The company is Activision Blizzard. It would be incredibly inconvenient for us as thinking people, and more convenient for Activision and Blizzard, if we thought as one entity as the sort of the nemesis, let me put it that way. Yes, indeed, the nemesis. And then we turned around and saw Blizzard as the salvation. Yeah? The yin and the yang. The reason why that is bad is because it allows for a very cynical manipulation of opinion. Very cynical manipulation. Incredibly cynical. Now, the reason for that is that every bad thing that happens you can attribute to Activision. Every good thing that happens you can attribute to Blizzard. It's Blizzard coming in to save the day, fighting against the Activision overlords who are desperately trying to twist the game from something beautiful and wonderful into something like a money-making machine. And Blizzard will constantly come and save the day, and you will always come back and say, thank God Blizzard is here to fight off the evils of Activision. In reality, what is actually happening here is that Activision is being used for the scapegoat for every one of Blizzard's decisions that is bad. And the funny thing about this is, I don't think it's even deliberate. At least initially, anyway. I don't think it was initially a deliberate thing. I think that they've probably co-opted it over time. And the reason that they've done so is simply because it's extremely convenient for them. Incredibly convenient. Very useful. Very handy. They love it. They absolutely adore it. And why would they not? What a wonderful situation they're in. We have players that are willing to rationalize away every single bad decision as Activision's fault, and every single good decision as Blizzard's fault. Blizzard can do whatever the hell they please, and they will get away with it scot-free every time. Why? Because people will blame it on Activision. It's amazing. What a fantastic, unbelievable system they have running. And the best thing about it was the fact that it was actually caused by, yes, amazingly, caused by the players. They are the guys who did it. Wow. What a scam. And that's what it is. But it's a self-inflicted scam. Make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen. Blizzard are like any other company that has shareholders in it for the money. Do I think that there has now been a significant change as a result of merging with Activision? I think that there could have been, but there is no real way to tell if let's just say that Blizzard stayed without shareholders. Please correct me if I'm wrong here. I do not believe they had shareholders before merging with Activision. And as I recall, Valve doesn't have shareholders either, you know. I think Valve is doing a great job of going along the we can do no wrong kind of thing as a direct result of that, because they don't have shareholders. Whereas here, yes, you have to cater to shareholders. And you know what I think? I think that it's actually as a result of trying to produce a lot of really great quality games like StarCraft 2, like Diablo 3, like Titan, like the expansions for those games as well. And because Blizzard is now spreading itself a little bit too thinly in that regard, bear in mind that talented developers don't simply come out of the woodwork. You know, you can't grow them in a little cabbage patch as much as I wish that you could. And as much as no doubt Blizzard wishes that they could. A lot of people say, oh, well, you know, it's very, very easy to just hire some more developers, throw some money at the problem. No, it isn't. It is not easy to do that at all, folks. No. No, not at all. Why would it be? You're talking about talent and ideas and the kind of people that Blizzard need in order to make high-quality products. No, here's the problem. Blizzard needs the financing to fund the other stuff, and WoW has become its cash cow. So I think that they care less about the integrity of WoW now than they used to, because they care more about the integrity of their other titles and being able to give them the time that they need. Would they necessarily have been able to give the time that they need if WoW was not such a massive cash cow? Do you really think that stuff like the GSL, do you really think that stuff like the extremely long development time of StarCraft 2 and of Diablo 3, the fact that they've just turned around and said Diablo 3 probably won't be out this year, do you think any other company would be able to get away with that? Because I'm thinking no. I don't think they would be able to get away with that at all. And as it turns out, as a result of WoW being as successful as WoW is, it is getting away with it. Blizzard is getting away with that. Now, that's really unfortunate, actually, because, as we've seen before, WoW is a really good game, and was a really good game, and in many aspects continues to be a very good MMO. But it's not because of Activision. It's simply because, I think, of the realities of what Blizzard are trying to do. They are trying to produce exceptional quality products at a fairly rapid rate. And they are one of, in my opinion, two companies that are doing that. The other company is Valve. Valve has its own cash cow. It's called Steam. The reason Valve is able to get away with the long development times and things like that is because of Steam. The reason Blizzard is able to get away with it is because of, yes, indeed, you know it. You know it, folks. It's because of WoW. I like to have a look at some of the other developers that produce really high-quality products. How do they get away with it? Activision. That's the publisher, but think about EA. And think about the developers under that. BioWare, for instance. How is BioWare able to get away with it? That's an interesting idea, isn't it? Maybe because BioWare has had a massive string of hits over the past few years. Way more than Blizzard's had. They have pumped out, and more to the point, this is what's so vitally different. BioWare has been developing for consoles. Valve barely does. They do way more than Blizzard does, who develops for consoles precisely 0% of the time. But, ladies and gentlemen, BioWare is able to take advantage of that, and they have released a string of hits over and over and over and over again. And they've done an exceptional job of it. When was the last time BioWare had a commercial failure? Can you name it? I can think of one, but even then, maybe that wasn't a commercial failure. And don't tell me that... oh, yes, of course, Diablo came out for consoles. Yes, it came out for PlayStation. StarCraft 64. And no, we're not going to count StarCraft Ghost. It didn't even come out. My God. Anyway, yes, they have developed for consoles. I'm being an idiot. But whatever the case, in recent memory, which is more critical. You know, we're not talking about, oh, you know, they made a lot of money back in the console days with rock and roll frickin' racing. No, they didn't. This was a day when selling, you know, and making billions and even millions of dollars from a game release was totally unheard of. Yes, indeed. Rock and roll racing. It's what defined the company. Anyway. We look at BioWare and we see string after string of exceptionally high-quality games that sell a truckload as a result of consoles. Blizzard doesn't have that. Blizzard needs some other kind of cash cow. And anyway, BioWare is producing games at a significantly more rapid rate. And I have a feeling that BioWare would not be allowed to linger as much on games as they could, as, say, Blizzard can. They don't linger. And actually, even with such great games, you still run into problems. There's no doubt about that. BioWare games are not perfect. They're very, very good, but they're not perfect. And there are some elements of BioWare games that do seem to be rushed. But then, again, this is what it comes down to. This is the very unfortunate thing. If all Blizzard did was make WoW, I think that the quality would be higher now. There would be less pandering. And you might think that there'd be more. But no, I don't think so. Because at the end of the day, keeping WoW running, WoW could, lose 90% of its subscribers tomorrow, and WoW would still be in huge profit. Of course, you'd have to scale down on everything, deliberately. You'd have to scale down on the servers and scale down the number of servers available. But I think that it would still be in massive profit, without question. The problem is that WoW is funding everything else. And that's why they have to pander. They have to treat it less of a game, which is very sad. They have to treat it less as a game and more as a means to produce other great games. It is Blizzard's Steam. Except instead of, a game, and indeed instead of a digital distribution platform even, it is a game. Crazy, isn't it? But I think that's the situation right now. It sucks. But it's reality. That's just the way that it is. I don't think that any company could get away with taking as long as it does if it were not BioWare. No, sorry, BioWare. Freaking hell. Blizzard. Or, of course, the one and only Valve. And you look at why those two companies can do it, and then I think you see exactly why. And then you understand. But no, my one last piece of advice to people is do not separate Activision and Blizzard. Do not fall into that trap. That's what it is. It's a convenient excuse. It's a convenient trap. Whether or not Blizzard deliberately put it in there, I don't think so, but I certainly think that they now encourage it. Maybe not directly, but they certainly do absolutely nothing to dissolve it. Whenever anyone says anything bad about Activision, do you ever see Blizzard respond? No. They're okay with Activision taking all of the heat, and Activision doesn't care. They're a soulless corporate publisher. Why would they give a damn? Indeed, they have no reason to. Okay, folks. A couple of minutes of shout-outs before I end the show. I think. Sounds like a good idea. Send them in, murloc@gmail.com, or indeed over the IRC channel. The murloc@gmail.com or over the IRC channel. I've got 3 minutes to do this, folks, and then I am the hell out of here. Yes, I am. I'm going to go eat, and then I'm going to get on with Azeroth Daily and see what else we can put out tonight. Actually playing a Facebook game right now. It's kind of disturbing. It goes by the name of Dungeon Overlord. I need to actually do a video of it because I don't know what it is, folks. This game's just really well designed. It is pretty much the spiritual successor to Dungeon Keeper, and it does it in such a good way. It really does. Okay, folks, yep, send them in. Ragglefant sends out a big shout out to Cranius for his incredible WoW songs like Darrow Shy. Yes, indeed. There you go. You can certainly have that one. That's a good one. Can I get a shout out to the Requiem Guild and Ron's been to US? So that's from Chris Smith. Also, when will the trolls wipe out the gnomes? Sadly, very, very sadly, not soon enough. Shout out to the mods. I like a tidy room. That's from Silly Lord. And a shout out to Amnesiac for making proper tea during our raids. Cheers. That's from Avatas. Yes, you can have it. A shout out to Angelo and the Bloodline Champions, being supported by ESL and DreamHack. Yeah, I really do need to get back into casting that. I actually was given... What's the edition? The Titan edition? Or what's their Ultimate edition that costs millions of dollars? I was given that, but their key doesn't work, so I need them to get back to me, and then I'll actually give them a little bit of coverage. A shout out to Magicka and the Cynical Magicians. That's from Ralph. Yes, indeed. You can actually join that if you want to play some Magicka. That's a Steam group, the Cynical Magicians. A shout out to the Blue Please Music Hard Drive. Rest in peace and thank you for long and faithful service. Yes, indeed, folks. The 320GB Western Digital Gamers Professional Edition hard drive has finally been retired after 9 years of long service. And I got everything off it, more importantly, before it actually died. A shout out to the Sacrificial Personal Health for our entertainment. You are a trooper. That's from Caddis, the level 85 Druid. P.S. Want to dungeon with you on DC Universe. That would require me to actually play it, but if I can get the time in this Sunday after I've done the assembly casting, I think I'll do that. A shout out to the Guild, Black End Demise on Realm and Najatar. That's from Torwood Druid X. And a shout out to the Descendants, being a great and awesome reigning guild. Also shout out for TV. for presenting awesome videos. A shout out to Killing Time on Bronzebeard Horde side from their One Troll Warlock. That's from Benjamin Neff. And a shout out to the Amnesia developer for making a game TB needs to play more. No, he does not. A shout out to TB for making an amazing Blue Please show after a long break. Thanks. That is from Jay Falcon. And a shout out to Husky Starcraft for broadcasting StarCraft 2 during Blue Please for making an epic few hours. There you go, it's from John Gussie. Okay, folks, I am done. Thank you very much for listening to Blue Please. Please go check out my channel if you haven't already over at youtube.com/TotalHalibut. I'm done, folks, and hopefully I'll be back next week, and we'll see whether or not we can actually get a little bit of leveling done. That would be great, wouldn't it? If I get the time. Thanks a lot for watching, folks. The episode of Azeroth Daily will be out in the next few hours. And I think we'll go out on something really, really great. Why not? Why would I not go out on something really, really great, folks? For what possible reason would I have? What have I not played in ages that really signifies... Yeah, I know exactly what. Yes, indeed, folks. My name's been Total Biscuit. Good night.